it's no problem.
Okay, then it's being recorded from now on. So I just want to say that it's the mutual webinar of the weekly fasting group and of the dry fasting group. And yeah, and if you want to join our groups, you will find the details below the video. You're welcome. We practice fasting. In my group, we practice short fasting once a week for 24 hours. And in Frederick's group, they practice prolonged dry fasting. So that's the specifications of the group. You will find the contact details below this video. So Frederick, over to you, because Svetlana is here, and I will be more than happy to translate.
Yeah, so welcome everybody. Thank you so much, Arik. Svetlana, welcome, and we want just to have about your 10 to 20 minutes maximum.
Окей, Света, он говорит, добро пожаловать, нам бы хотелось с тобой так поболтать, поразговаривать 10-15 минут.
Здорово.
Very good, she says.
We just have some general questions, just how you are doing, going on well, how your autonomous lifestyle is going on. Because now it's a long time since you started this journey. Yeah.
Да, ну у нас, в общем, такие общие вопросы, как там твоя автономия движется, как ты вообще, в принципе, там себя чувствуешь в общем и целом, так что вот расскажи нам.
Ну, все проходит, тут нет такого понимания, что хорошо или плохо.
So in this on this lifestyle, you do not think in terms of good and bad.
Просто на сегодняшний день идет новое открытие себя на новом клеточном уровне.
So as for today, I'm discovering, I'm doing more discoveries about myself on a cellular level.
На сегодняшний день я планирую сделать максимальное исследование организма и показатели.
Сейчас, Света, подожди, я просто переведу. So as for today, I'm trying to research my organism very, very thoroughly.
И по этим результатам и я, и вы сможете сделать свои какие-то выводы, интерпретации, что я думаю, что вам это тоже будет полезно.
Yeah, and I think that it's going to be beneficial for you as well. You will be able to draw your conclusion from those experiments.
Но сейчас я делаю акцент больше на состояниях, которые я могу почувствовать и которые я могу исследовать.
But as for today, I'm putting more emphasis on different states that I can feel and I can research.
И на сегодняшний день я могу раскрыть через свои клетки.
And as for today, I'm able to discover or to open through my own cells.
Родовую программу, и то, что я сейчас на сегодняшний день вижу, это возобновление, продолжение, реинкарнация того пространства, той земли, на которой мы сейчас находимся.
Yeah, so I'm able to discover my generational programs, generational patterns, and то есть программу рода, да, и потом что было, я просто хочу перевести.
Да, программа рода и программа Земли, именно Земли, то есть это уже более глубинное, это, то есть автономия, это когда жизнь без еды и без жидкости, это поверхностно, это инструмент к тому, к чему мы идем.
Yeah, and also she says I'm able to discover the problem of the earth, and we can actually discover those things through autonomous lifestyle without food and water.
И я на сегодняшний день могу видеть и помочь людям раскрыть их грани, их, как мы любим называть, предназначение.
Yeah, and as for now, I'm able to help people discover their inner calling, what we call inner calling.
Но это только с их глубокого согласия.
But only if they have very earnest agreement about that.
И после ретритов, после марафонов у ребят такие глубокие раскрытия себя, что мне очень приятно.
Yeah, and after the retreats, people usually discover a lot about themselves, and I'm really pleased by that.
Такое как исцеление людей через свою энергию, своими руками.
For example, self-healing by energy, using one's own hands.
У другого участника ретрита через регрессивный гипноз снятие блоков по финансовым, личным, либо по здоровью, каких-то блоков.
Yeah, and in case of another participant, through regression hypnosis, lots of blocks has gone related to financial stuff, related to himself, related to health.
Ну и раскрытие других информационных и вибрационных составляющих нашего физического тела еще у нескольких участников. Это именно то, к чему сейчас я двигаюсь и что мне интересно.
Yeah, and also other people discovered a lot about their structure, about themselves. So I am really interested by that now, and I am moving in this direction.
И это настолько глубокая тема, что я сейчас...
So this subject is so deep that right now...
Я сейчас стараюсь вообще не касаться темы еды либо не еды, чтобы не отвлекать на инструмент. Это всего лишь инструмент, чтобы не отвлекать на инструмент внимания ребят, а именно на истинность, на суть.
Yeah, so those topics are so deep that I'm trying not to even touch the subjects of food and water, because food and water, like living autonomous lifestyle, is only tool, but I prefer not to pay much attention to the tool, but to the essence, to the essential things.
Потому как те способности, которые есть в нас, в том числе и левитация, телепортация, которая нам кажется иногда недоступным, это настолько все просто, и когда мы это познаем,
yeah,
то...
Because we can talk, people often think that those abilities such as levitation, teleportation, they're something really complicated, but in reality, they're very simple. So,
И когда я ребятам раскрываю эти механизмы, инструменты и практики простым языком,
so when I tell or when I convey all those practices and all those methods in simple language to the participants,
то такие незамысловатые вещи, поверхностные эмоции, которые мы можем вызвать едой, они для нас становятся просто неинтересны.
Yeah, so once people start understanding those deep mechanisms, then all those kind of shallow emotions that are created by consuming food, they just become uninteresting for the people.
Но если в двух словах, то вот так вот. Если есть какие-то вопросы, то готова ответить.
So in short, those are the things. If you have any more questions, I'm ready to answer.
Yeah, maybe about though she has already answered it in a very wise way, but I still want to bring her back there on the issue of dry days and also the days that she's eating something. have she got in a balanced way? Is it in a way that she can say there's a pattern clearly, or it is spontaneous? It does not cannot be predicted.
Okay, I will ask her. Окей, он спрашивает в отношении дней, когда ты вообще ничего не принимаешь, ни воды, ни еды, вот, и в отношении дней, когда ты что-то принимаешь внутрь. То есть, если, то есть это происходит спонтанно, просто по внутреннему чувству, или есть какая-то закономерность в этих днях?
Нет вообще никакой закономерности.
So she says no pattern.
И если это не интересно, то ты даже не отслеживаешь, когда это и что это, и случилось ли это, и случится ли это, и будет ли это случаться.
So you if it's not interesting, you don't even pay attention whether it happens or where it doesn't happen. You don't even think whether it will happen, etc.
Because it's not the focus. I see. It's not the focus. The focus is something higher than just the issues of how many days I have not eaten, how many days I'm eating. I get it.
Да, то есть он как бы просто повторяет, что как бы фокус не на том, сколько дней я ем, сколько дней я не ем, а на более глубоких вещах.
Да, потому что если вы будете фокусироваться на еде, либо на не еде, что является одним и тем же, то вы будете свое внимание...
Yeah, because if you focus on whether you eat or not eat or don't eat, which is pretty much the same,
то вы будете убирать свое внимание от сути, от клеточной структуры, от ДНК.
Then you draw your attention away from what is from the essence, which is the cellular structure, the DNA.
А когда вы научитесь разговаривать со своими клетками, то они вам...
And when you learn how to communicate with your own cells,
то они вам покажут не только ваш род много-много тысячелетий назад.
They're going to show you not only your generational line thousands of years back,
но и начнут раскрывать именно суть той земли, на которой мы сейчас существуем.
But they will also open you up to the secrets of the earth upon which we exist.
Но это будет зависеть, на каких волновых энергиях вы находитесь на данный момент, сможете ли вы принять такую плотность информации.
But it depends on the wavelength on which you kind of you're broadcasting and receiving, and whether you will be able, according to your wavelength, receive such dense information.
Thank you so much. Now, if anybody has a question, ask please, because I just want us to...
Yeah, Frederick, I just wanted to say that April connected some time ago, and now I cannot see her among the participants, so we just have to make sure that she knows that in a few minutes she will be speaking.
Okay.
Yeah, because she got connected maybe 5 minutes ago, and now I don't see her.
I saw her. She was struggling with the connection. Let me just try and get her. But if anybody else has a question, please ask Svetlana before. Yeah. Any general question?
Да, он говорит, если у кого-то есть вопросы, то пускай зададут.
Okay. Let me ask about a retreat. What do you plan with us, the English-speaking nations? Do you have something in your mind that we can have a retreat very soon for this year?
Okay, он спрашивает в отношении ретрита для англоязычных людей. У тебя есть какие-нибудь планы на этот счет? Может быть, в этом году?
Если будут желающие, не менее чем 5 человек, то я с огромным удовольствием проведу ретрит. Но нужно будет понимать. Ага, сейчас переведешь, я скажу дальше.
Yeah, okay, so if there are people who desire that, I will be more than happy to do the retreat. At least 5 people, not less than 5 people.
Этот формат ретрита, он будет немножко другим. Это будут не просто лекции, а будет глубинное вскрытие каждого участника.
But the format, the framework of this retreat is going to be a little bit different. So we will not just have lectures, but we will go very, very deep into each one of the participants.
И участники должны будут понимать, что после этого ретрита они уже никогда не будут прежними.
And the participants should understand that after this retreat, they won't be the same as before.
Потому что ту информацию, которую они получат, они уже будут четко понимать, что назад обратного пути уже нет. Они уже знают ту информацию, которая открыта далеко не для всех, так бы, наверное, сказала.
Because after the information they get during the retreat, they will understand that they will never be the same. There is no way back, because they will get the information that is not open for everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Большое спасибо.
So we can start with April.
Окей, Света, ну хорошо, значит, мы тогда начнем с нашим следующим спикером. Вот, большое тебе спасибо, и Фредерик будет на связи.
Благодарю.
Окей, thank you, guys, she says. Thank you, guys. Пока, Света, счастливо.
Okay. So, April, are we there? Are you there?
No, I saw her again maybe 2 minutes ago. Now she's not there. So maybe you have to.
So there's a question that Svetlana would have answered there about using herbs, but I always see it is, in her retreats. There's one that is called wormwood, the one that helps with parasites. That's one that she recommends most of the time before you start the dry days. They don't call it in autonomy dry fast. They say dry days.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, Frederick, April is here. I can see her among the participants. Hi, April.
Okay, so we are good to go.
Yeah, she's here.
Okay, so we'll answer those other questions about how long will the retreat take and how the cost of the retreat. Maybe later after I've talked into details with Svetlana. But now let's give April her time. April, welcome. How are you doing? Is your connection okay? Can we hear your voice, see your face?
Yeah, April, you're still muted. You have to unmute yourself. Yes, now it's supposed to be fine.
Okay, I did mute the audio, but I didn't unmute. So, hi, Arik.
Hey, April.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And Frederick is here as well. Yeah, so Frederick is going to host you. Yeah, namaste.
You're fun to me.
So welcome, April, and we are excited. You know, we have always wanted to do this because of your progress and the things you have been doing for some time. And this is the reason why I felt it is necessary. Let me just give a background. The reason why we have you here now, you have been doing dry fast for some time. And you know, we call them dry days in autonomy. You say dry days so that it makes it light. It doesn't look something very tough. It becomes light when you give it a better a name that makes you feel somehow it's a simple thing. Make it simple. So, but then you discovered at that point that somehow there's something that you want and it's not coming in, even with the dry fast. And you somehow shifted, not just living dry fast, but going this other way to find what you want, and then you come back to dry fast. So please, it's your time. You can talk. We'll be asking questions in that manner. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So just recently, I just started juice fasting again, just a little bit, just to clean out my small intestine mainly and my colon just a bit more, because I was just feeling a bit frazzled on dry fast. My skin was still a little bit unsettled and I couldn't understand what was going on. I wasn't sure if the dry fasting was melting everything and dissolving it. Like I know Ivana, I think, talked about it's like when you renovate a kitchen, it just dissolves the whole kitchen when you dry fast and melts it away. And I just wasn't sure. But for me now, I know that psyllium husk, fresh juices, all the enzymes, the fruit acids, lemon juice, triphala I've recently discovered from India, which is powerful to dissolve like mucus and mucoid plaque and waste in the colon, really helped me. Senna tea, also Cascara Sagrada, which I learned from John Rose. I took these. So I've quit meat now. So I had a little bit of chicken. I had a salad. And then I just thought I'm going to dry fast again and then I'm going to hit the juice. So we drove to Central Coast, which is an hour from Sydney. And I thought I'm going to be at Dad's, which is my little girl's Poppy, and Nana Leslie, which is my little baby's step grandma. And I just juiced. I had all the senna tea. And then on the day I got home, which was like 2 days later or 3 days later, I released mucoid plaque. So it was like this long, just like a snake, just mucus, not like your usual waste. It was like stringy. And I was just over the moon. I was so excited. So Frederick, I definitely think the dry days has melted a lot and released a lot of mucoid plaque and made it easier. So I can't say I recommend just going straight into dry before juicing, but if you want to, give it a go, because we all learn. I didn't do it by the textbook. I didn't do it perfectly, but I think juicing and the herbs is going to release a lot of waste and make it a lot easier for you when you're dry fasting. So then, of course, I thought I'm going to keep going, and then more waste was coming out, just old mucoid plaque and things. And then a week later, I had a very similar experience with a longer piece as well. So I did about 2 weeks with a few little dries in between, and then I did another 2 weeks of juice. And then I just missed dry fasting so bad. I'm like, I just love the miracles, the magic, the lightness. And so I'm back on a lot of dry now. So I could have a bit more in me, but I'm finding like I'll eat, say, 5 mangoes, and within an hour and a half, I'll have the most amazing elimination I've ever had in my life. Like everything is just flowing. Everything seems to be eliminating so much better since I've had, done that bit of juicing. So it was just amazing to release stuff. And then my skin just cleared so much more incredibly, and I felt so much more alive and clear.
April, the reason why I'm excited about your story is that you are practicing this. You have been practicing the dry fast. You started with water fast from the previous meeting we had with you. You told us about the first thing you discovered was water fast that you did for some time. Then you came and discovered dry fast. And for you, or for me, or for everybody else who's in dry fast, we know it's always like the final. But then you realize that no, something is not somewhere, it's not in order. But instead of coming with, some people have, let me say this way, of narrow way of thinking, like, no, dry fast is bad. What now? I shift totally to juice fasting. You did like this. You decided, let me see what juice can do for me. I've now known what dry fast can do. That's why I'm excited about this. Without opposing what you have practiced for some time, but just trying to say, this is what I have gotten from this. But even with this experience with the dry fast, I cannot achieve this other one that I've achieved with the juice fasting or feasting. This is a really very key thing here. And I think with everybody else, it depends with, we may not have a formula. Though you find that it's good to start with the juicing, they do the water, that's a little good order, then you come to dry. But sometimes it depends with the information, how it comes to you, how you also, what you believe. Because sometimes you may, at a point, refuse to take something as the truth. you feel like you resist it for some time, depending on what you think you have selectively taken. So I'm really excited about this because you are not in opposition of dry fast. You're not in opposition of water fast. You are also not saying, I have just done this juice fast, so I'm going away again to dry fast forever. No, you are there in taking something with that has advantage for that time, that is appropriate for that time. But I know people also want to know about those are the days that you have been doing dry fast. Maybe you can talk about them a little before we come back to this juicing, because we want to talk about the herbs, how to mix them, how to get them where people are, something like that. Yeah, because sometimes some people may have overdose or underdose or something like that. So we want to talk about that. But please can kind of give us some background of your fasting lifestyle before getting into this juicing.
Sure. So I started dry fasting in 2014, I'm pretty sure it was. So I had really bad pelvic pain. It felt like a bladder infection and no one could tell me what was wrong. They're like, everything's fine. Your bladder is completely normal. It's beautiful. It is a little red, they said, because I got a cystoscopy done where they check inside the bladder because it was just burning me. And that's what can happen with endometriosis. If there's that much heavy metals and toxins and acids from all the meat you're eating and all the, different chemicals, cooked food we eat, it can cause acids and the tissues can be burning. So I feel like as I've dry fasted, I've cleaned out a lot of the acids and a lot of the, things that were irritating my tissues and my body. And it's no longer hurting me now. But like it was so inflamed, and they said, even though the bladder looks a bit red, we don't really know what's wrong. We can't do anything. That could actually appear in someone that doesn't have pain as well. So I just thought, this is ridiculous. Nothing's helping. I did a laparoscopy and they found adhesions through my pelvis, which is just inflammation. Just different problems going on because I think the body's just dirty. Basically, my body was dirty. Your colon's backed up with waste, mucus. We're not eating our species-specific diet. Like if you give a dog the wrong food, it's going to end up dying. If you give a horse cooked food, it'll end up dying. If you give an animal the wrong food, eventually it just takes longer for us. So basically, I just dry fasted 7 days. I've told this before. You probably, I don't know if you've heard it, but yeah, I just sat on the couch. I had a bath. Unfortunately, it was in tap water, which is full of fluoride and chlorine, which is awful. I've stopped doing that. And it was tough, but I lost like 8 kilos. I felt fresh. My skin cleared. I felt excited. And then ongoing, I did a 9-day water fast. But Frederick, the thing is, I didn't know about distilled water. So I'm just drinking like not tap water, but I was drinking spring water, which I don't think does the same job. Distilled water has a magnetic pull and it's very powerful for detoxifying the body and cleaning out, waste and everything like that. So then I went on to do, I just had a fasting lifestyle. I would fast and I would have a break, but unfortunately I went back to like salty foods like chickpeas with salt, and I was still doing a fair bit of cooked food. I had tried doing a lot of fruits like bananas and things, but I just didn't like it. So basically I really recommend to anyone new, clean out your body with juice. Like a coffee machine, it needs a clean out. Like anything, a shower, it needs water, it needs a flush out. So use distilled water, use juices, because juices are full of distilled water. Juices are full of that water from nature, coconut water. And yeah, ongoing, Frederick, I did do another water fast, 11 days. I felt amazing. I released parasites, things like that. And then I did some juicing, but I was juicing like sweet potato and things like that, which I've later found out is quite mucus forming raw. There's some fruits and veggies that are quite mucus forming raw, like even red cabbage, carrot. A lot of stuff is man-made. It's made from the mustard seed plant. It's just fiddled with. Man just makes what vegetables they want to make them look pretty. Carrots, red cabbage. So I've recently gone off a lot of lot of that. And I do not recommend cabbage juice. I do not recommend sweet potato juice and things like that. I'd recommend lemon and beetroot is fine. And then lots of fruits, things like that. So yeah, dry fasting overall, I find you get that real lightness, that real magical feeling. You feel powerful, you feel excited because you're not having anything. But until you sort of clean out your body, so there's not so much filth there, your mind is going to feel foggier, you're going to feel a bit more dizzy and sick in the tummy. So I'd recommend breaking if you're feeling a bit nauseous and taking like some bitter herbs like trufula or lemon juice, and just flushing, have a bowel movement, and then keep dry fasting if you will. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend water fasting on any old water. I'd really recommend getting a water distiller or getting distilled water. You can look on YouTube, you can look at Christo on Instagram, Chris Manley, and Fasting with Alice, and there's a few other people that talk about it, but not a lot of people know about it.
And you mean distilled water fast? Water fast should just be distilled water. That's
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
are recommending,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that it becomes clear. You know, people might be thinking just water, any water that you can find from the tap.
Yeah. It's clean, it's pure. So you're going to become more pure, clean.
And then you don't just get it out from a water fast to dry. You again relax some days, like you hydrate, get your strength back. Then do another fast that you choose. Maybe you can go with the juices, you can go with the water dry. It all depends with intuition and also information, depending on what you have. But how long did you do this water fast? Did you do this water fast with distilled water?
So I haven't really done a long one on distilled water. I just use it. I started using distilled water 3 months ago and I broke out everywhere. Rashes, red. I just started drinking like, 700 ml a day, then having a tea with it. So some lemon myrtle tea with honey, or so I haven't done a fast on it because I'm so far advanced with dry fasting and did the juice.
What you're saying is very important. I see it with myself also. Drinking just water that I buy from this bottled water from these people that I don't know very well gives me problem with the face.
You feel inflamed?
And, I feel sometimes not fine with this just kind of bottled water. But there's one I make myself. I don't do distilled anyway. I do rainwater because I'm in the rural. Most of the time in the rural there. Exactly, in the rural, but not in a city setting, not good anyway. The pollution is too much in city setting. So in the rural, I get that. And sometimes people wonder, what's up? How this is your face? How does it look? Just the water alone. It's not even about fasting or what. The kind of water you take. Thank you for that clarification, because it makes perfect sense with the practice that I also do this side. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I always feel like I feel like you should, like I'm sitting here saying distilled water and people think, why should I listen to you? Where did you get your info? But it's just like, you need to try it yourself, research it. It's hard to explain. I don't know everything, but I know it works for me. It's incredible. And I purged, my skin purged. My baby never gets sick since we went to distilled. My husband never gets sick anymore. He was sick all the time, coughing. My child was coughing all night. She's completely fine.
Wow. Thank you. I really like that practice, because all we were thinking was, when you started to talk about distilled water, I was fasting with the distilled water. But this is what we are using. Yeah,
but
you're using it.
I'm saying if someone's saying, I want a water fast, like, okay, will you do that? I don't recommend it because it's tough. I find it triggers hunger like crazy too, even with this. I don't know with distilled water, but for me, it's like, well, I've done juice, herbs, or dry. I love dry because hunger just turns off. I'm not a huge fan of water fasting, but if you're going to use distilled, if that makes sense, maybe I will do a little water fast soon on distilled, but I just haven't been
But it's recommended for just a few days. It's just recommended with distilled water just for some few days, because when you are not drinking, you're not eating, you're not drinking, you're not doing anything, you're just drinking water alone, distilled water, somehow it takes away all the nutrients. I've had something like that. So when somebody goes into that direction,
they say it can strip minerals, but a lot of those minerals we don't need. They're inorganic. We need to clean the body. We need to clean waste. So the body is incredible. As you know, from autonomy, Anastasia, Svetlana, everything is there. And it's all the mind as well. You're not going to deplete your body and strip everything out. Everything is there, you know, and then try it for yourself. For me, I've done recently some dry days, and then I'll just have a cup of distilled water, and then I'll just keep going, you know, but I don't drink 4 liters of it. It's not interested. I'm not that thirsty. So for me, water fasting is, some people are just forcing water, and it's like, are you really thirsty? So it just depends where you want to go. You got to listen to your heart, your intuition, your body. And like you were saying with the herbs, you don't want to overdose or go crazy. Just think 2 tablespoons of senna tea in a liter of water. That's a lot, but if you can handle it, do it. Psyllium husk in clay, a tablespoon a day. If you want to do 5 tablespoons over 8 hours, you can. Just use common sense. You don't want to go 10 tablespoons because it can clog you up. But put the psyllium husk with some raw honey, some coconut almond milk if you like. Make a little pudding and take that, and then have distilled water. Then you could have a tea. Then you could have juice. Then you could go dry for 3 hours. You can play around with it, you know. And then with the Cascara Sagadra, I've got that here. I took these the other day. They weren't bad, but this one, Cascara Sagadra, I took 20 one day. Around the time I was releasing mucoid plaque, I took 20. It says to take 2. I'm extreme, so it's up to you. You could take 3, you take 4, you could take 5. Just play around with it, you know. A lot of stuff, as you know, they say you'll die in 3 days if you don't drink water. What other lies are out there? You know, you're not going to die if you take 20 of these just for 3 days to release some old waste. So does that make sense, Frederick?
Yes, it does. It also depends. You know, April, if we want to be very genuine with people, we tell them everything the way it is. These things also depend on our diet also. Because sometimes our diet is what somehow gets us clogged. Sometimes some people are very clean in that. Yeah.
Trufala.
Trufala, yeah.
So it's a powder. I use little shoddy glasses. This will break up old fats, proteins from a bad diet. If you've been eating a lot of steak, chicken, fish, even bread, potatoes, this is going to break up old stuff. It's going to help insulin resistance.
Good.
It's going to
but
help
how long
everything.
Now? How long do you use it before you can be sure you are now okay?
So
you are now clean.
You can take it ongoing. Just keep going till you see your skin clearer, till you feel better. Who knows? I think you'll know. Actually, if you take 4 mangoes and you have a bowel movement within an hour or 2 hours, it's showing that your pipes are pretty clean. You know, you'll notice. Like I've taken 6 tablespoons of this some days. I have it with juice. So I'll just even get some pasteurized juice, and just to get rid of the taste, I'll put it in a little shot glass and put it with a tablespoon. So just any juice.
And let me ask you something. Which one of these ones that you are showing us is for parasites? Because some people are also interested about parasites. Yes, mango nectar, I see that.
Yeah, this is good. This is good for parasites. This is good as well. Cat's claw.
Cat's claw. Okay.
What else? Even just fasting. I did an 11-day water fast and released long parasites back in 2017. So, and just stopping meat, having more raw foods, lemon, there's other parasite things. I know Svetlana will tell you what to take. Like there's a herb she taught. Wormwood. Yeah. And it's up to you what your taste is, what you're drawn to. We're all different. You got to go with what's calling you and listen to your intuition, your sixth sense, you know, you'll know. But I don't mind a bit of pasteurized juice sometimes to mix in those, even like wormwood. Some bit of herb is just going to hide it and get it into you. So, yeah, I hope that helps. But lately what I've been doing is 5 days dry. I'll be training in the gym at 4 a.m, doing some, you know, squats, some arm work, some shoulder work, back work, and then I'll come to day 5 and I'm just like, I'm done. I really need some distilled water. So this is our distilled water. Distilled water, we just buy it. You can hear me?
Yeah. I see.
And I'll just have a glass. I took a sauna the other day and I really needed water. The sauna, I think Anastasia mentions that don't have a sauna when you're dry fasting, and I won't do it again. So it's just too much and I needed water. So I'll just have some distilled water, and then I might have some trifla, and I'll have a few little shots, and then I'll just keep going. And the next day's dry again. The next day's dry, and then I'm training, I'm walking, I'm busy, I'm holidaying with my husband and baby, and then I'll do dry again, and then I'll have some lemon juice and apple juice, and then I just make it up as I go, and I love it. We don't have to copy, you know, we make it our own.
Exactly. So long as what you're doing is safe, that is it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now I see some people talking. So let me see some questions here on the chat. Somebody's asking, which juices help with the elimination the best for eliminations?
I would say trifla.
The best for elimination. Yeah. Trifla seems to be multi-purpose. It has so many.
Yeah.
Good.
It has three herbs within it.
Okay.
So it's
that's why called three. Three means three. I get it.
Yeah.
Three.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit. 3-chord. A 3-chord is not easily broken. There's so many connections there, but it's antimicrobial, antifungal. It's antispasmodic. I think it's gets rid of bacteria, gets rid of proteins, fats. It cleans. It's gentle though. It's not like a laxative. It's full of vitamin C. So you notice your skin will glow more. And if you Google it, it's all fruit as well. It's all fruits from India.
That is the next question I wanted to ask you. Where do we get these things from? You order trifla from India? You have so many things around you. So I'm wondering where you get all of these things from.
So we're at Coffs Harbour, which is 5 hours from Sydney. And here there's a lot of Indian folk, a lot of Sudanese folk. So they have like a Sudanese shop. They'll have an Indian grocer, Afghanistan grocer. And I just go to the Indian grocer and I'll get a 200-gram packet for $7.50.
Yeah, okay.
And if I go to the health food shop, it's $117 a kilo.
Okay.
So it's almost double the price.
Another question. Oh no, this was a comment. Carrots have a lot of starch. I think you were talking about carrots at a point there.
What was that?
Somebody was just commenting saying carrot has a lot of starch. And,
I quit. Starchy, gassy. I get gassy. I find it's really fake. It's like a frankenfood. Get rid of it. Get onto beetroot. Get onto tomato. Get onto zucchini. Get rid of the carrot, the cabbage. It's all fake. It's fake as flip. And it's mucus forming, a lot of it. It's man designed. It's not God designed. It's not nature.
Another question. Your opinion on zeolite. Is that right? This zeolite or something?
Not that interested. I've tried it, but I found it really intense. And some say it's dangerous. Some say it's good. I like to keep it simple. I'm not even doing charcoal now. Your dry fasting, your distilled water is going to clean up anything that will do. It's up to you. I might be wrong, but that's just my thoughts. I just do the husk and clay. So I mix the psyllium husk and the clay together 1 to 1. So it's half psyllium husk, half bentonite clay ready to go. And I'll do a tablespoon, make a pudding, or I'll put it in a smoothie or juice. And that's like my Zollite. That's all you need, I think, because the clay is going to suck out any toxins, heavy metals, poisons, just as well as charcoal. Or I think charcoal is just ugly. It's so black, it's so messy. And Zollite. And that's from someone who had 8 amalgam fillings, and I had them removed, and a lot of mercury, and yeah, it's expensive too. Yeah. You don't have to spend a lot of money.
And can I tell you something, April? If you are to know something is good, people are finding this webinar very wonderful. Somebody saying, loving this, thank you. Another one say, I love this. So you are just giving people what they feel like they want to hear. They want to hear. They have been there in between the roads. They don't know if taking these things is okay or not. But anyway, in all the things we are saying, do them moderately. Don't be an extremist. Yeah. Just do moderately, as she's telling you. Depend on your intuitions. Take something that you feel you need. Nobody's going to tell you, okay, it must be like this, like this. So clear comment. Yeah.
If your gut's saying no, if something's saying no, this isn't right, listen to that. Listen, tune in. It'll tell you, you know?
Yeah.
And we're all going to make mistakes.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, somebody else is also asking you about, this is what is the sequence that you use? Did you do dry first, then you started going to juicing, then you went to water? Or what is the sequence that you, like a pattern that you are using?
So right now, I'm doing, like yesterday I was dry all day. We're at the beach, we went shopping, we went to the play center, which is like a little playground for the little kids, and was playing, and I was just dry all day. Not a thing. I was just so into it. I'm putting content on Instagram. I'm trying to build my YouTube. So I'm just trying to help people. I have girls messaging me saying they need accountability, they need support. So I'm really trying to serve. Like Anastasia talks about, the best life is to serve. And Albert Einstein talks about, to serve is to live. And I find I'm not even hungry. I'm like, are you kidding me? My husband's sitting there eating chicken and meat. And I'm like, I love you, babe, but you know, it's not for me. I'll throw it on for him in the slow cooker. I use the slow cooker a lot. So when I'm dry fasting and busy, I'll just throw sweet potato in there. So if you're a mom and you've got a husband eating and a baby or family, just throw some chicken in, throw sweet potato in, you leave it 3 hours, it's ready. I don't even cut it up. I'll just throw it in for them and I go about my day working, walking. So I'm dry, and then today I'm dry again. Dry as a bone. I just trained. I don't want to show off, but I want to show you what's possible. You know, I'm not like, look at me, what I do. I was in hell, in bed. I couldn't get up. I couldn't sleep. I felt like I had a bladder infection. It's completely gone. I'm completely normal, and I'm above normal. Like, I'm full of energy. I'm clear. The last time I did an interview with you, Frederick, I was so foggy, tired.
I remember somebody, can I tell you something? Somebody complained. Somebody complained and said, Frederick, you have to be there for her. And I was like, no, it was both of us. I was trying my best. I said, so it's true. Now you have energy. Even I can feel it. I can feel your energy.
Yeah.
And somebody, by the way, you should have repeated that point, because why do we do these things? You know, the question is, why do we do all these things? You said something very important. The results. You had a problem somewhere around your uterus or somewhere around your bladder, and now it's gone. That is the reason for doing all these things. You want good health. You want energy. Yeah, exactly. So
but I'm so glad that I did that interview with you, because it taught me. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I was so unorganized and I was so stressed and I just wanted to get it over with. Because I just
it's well, we keep on improving. Even the next time you're going to have another time interview, it's going to be better, higher and higher. That's how it's cool. That's how we do.
And you pushed me, you taught me. You were so bubbly and full of energy, and I was like trying. But I'm like, I should have talked to you when I was fasting. fasting because I was so clear. And then
but anyway, it was both because even me, I had some interruptions with the children around. There was some noise around. I had to stop them. So it was both sides. Yeah. Otherwise,
Okay.
thank God we are going on better. Somebody's saying something here. Let me see. She's showing real ones, very impressive. Then you mentioned something about India. I think it was Trifela or something that you got from Indian shop. Yeah, Trifela.
Yeah.
Another question. Oh, this is just a comment for anyone in London. You can get all these herbs and powders at Food for All in Stock Newton. I don't know if I read those. Stock Newton. Very reasonable, and the stuff are lovely. Honestly, this is so helpful. Buying some distilled water right now. I tell you your energy. You fast during menstruation. This is just a question about your normal menstruation. During that time, do you fast? Somebody's asking that question.
Oh, when you get your cycle?
Yeah, the cycle. This much better.
So I had mine about 7 days ago. It was so light. It was hardly there. 3 days gone. No pain, nothing. And I actually dry fasted the whole cycle and completely normal, completely fine. I've always had a light cycle because I've been vegan most of my life, not a lot of meat. And completely fine. A good reason to fast because you want to detox it out. You don't want to add any more heaviness or obstruction. You want to release it and gone. Yeah, no problem. No bloating.
Okay, thank you. Somebody else was asking about how do you take this Trifala? I don't know how to call his name anyway. What have we struggling? Trifala.
So get a
how
nice
do you take it? Do you solve it in water or juice? Or how do you take it?
Juice. Get a nice juice like mango or apple or a fresh juice, some fresh lemon, and just put it in a little shot glass. You can put a tablespoon or a teaspoon and mix the juice in, sit it for 10 minutes, let it dissolve well. Put the juice in first, then the powder, and then just take it. Take it quickly, get it down because it's very drying to the mouth, very bitter because we're always having sweet and fatty and salty and yummy. This is yucky, but it really works, like bleach. How are you going to get mold off the bathroom? You've got to use bleach or something natural that's really powerful and strong. It's the only way to get rid of it. So just put up with it and you get the results.
Thank you. Thank you. And even that person that asked the question is also telling you thank you. Very satisfied.
No worries.
There's a question that I left up here. It is his time now. It's the time for this question. Does she has experience with urine therapy?
I have tried it, but I didn't like it. I couldn't maintain it. It actually cured my pain for a few days, but then it would come back because I just couldn't. And I even would do aged urine. So I would sit it overnight and I would shoot it because I was in that much pain. And I'd go to work and they were like, you're so happy. You're completely healed. And I was so happy, but I just couldn't maintain it. I found it dirty. It tastes gross. I'd rather be having fresh juice or nothing. So I've tried it, but I'm just a bit unsure about it. I know a lot of people talk about it, but yeah, I just find it's a bit smelly and yucky and yeah.
Yeah, it depends. It depends. Even for me, I've not yet started to practice it. But
you haven't tried it?
No, not yet. But I'm not in resistance. What I've learned this time is that being open to information makes you get it better rather than just blocking it totally. So when you get more information and then you accept it, but it's good you are giving us the honest.
I'm honest. I know I'll be judged. Some people will think it's foul, but and I think as your body's cleaner, your urine will be cleaner and taste more like coconut water and pure. But even still, it's a waste product. I think maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know everything, but I'd rather dry fast like Anastasia any day. Look at the results Anastasia's getting. Yeah,
with autonomy, there's nothing like urine therapy. They don't practice that one. Okay, so for me, I'm through with my questions. If somebody wants to tell April anything or ask a question, it's open, floor is for you. You can ask something, because I think we have done most of the things, and then she will conclude when she'll do the last part of conclusion.
What's your routine at the moment, Frederick?
Yes, I'm just asking people if they have anything. Those people are here. Most of the questions we have answered through the chat, but maybe somebody wants to come up and just talk to you directly. That's a chance I'm giving these people who are with us in the meeting now.
While we're waiting. Okay.
Yeah, can I?
There you are, Revetal.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, I just wanted. Hi, good evening, April. Hi, Arik. Hi, Frederick. I just wanted to ask. So, do you still, in between the fast, do you still eat chicken and things like that?
No, I completely quit. I've never felt better. So it's been 2.5 months now. I decided it just always makes me depressed, feel heavy, ashamed, guilty, dark. I can feel that exchange, the violence. So I completely quit now. I just have, you can see on my Instagram, Fasting Girl, I'll have a salad. I don't touch salt anymore, completely quit, and don't touch vinegar, oil. And I'll just have cumin or a little bit of crushed up sesame seeds and beetroot, tomato, things like that now, and fruits.
And do you feel like having something heavy? So do you eat avocados?
No. Oh, I was a little bit exhausted because I was wearing a weight vest in the gym, dry fasting on a little bit of liquids, and I just felt like a bit of fat. So yeah, I had an avocado, but that's as far as it'll go for the density.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes you feel like you need the density.
Yeah. Why not? The skin, the body, the feeling, the flavor. I mean, I'm not having salt on it. I'm only having lemon on it. I'm not having, I'm not having protein. So why not? Bit of tahini, raw tahini, delicious.
Mm. And I was trying to write down all the herbs that you suggested and the dosages. Then I got how do you pronounce this?
Sagrada. Yeah, sagrada, something like sagrada.
Yes, how much of it? And you also mentioned truffula and cat's claw and wormwood and bentonite clay. Was what do you consume? Bentonite clay? Can you take it?
So I put it 1:1, half bentonite clay to half psyllium husk. So it's in a jar ready to go. So you've just got one product, put them together. Can you see that? Husk and clay.
Yeah. You do it yourself or you buy it like that?
I do it myself, mix them together.
So you're just trying things. I mean, where do you learn what to take and the dosages and things like that?
So I learn from watching videos all the time, asking people on Instagram, talking to friends, watching different protocols, and then what works for me. John Rose, you know John Rose?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your name?
Revetal.
Hi. Yeah, John Rose, I learned from him. Other people like Juicing with Jules, the Raw Vegan Family on Instagram. And then I make it my own. I just listen to what triggers me and what I think will work for me, and I play around with it. Remember, you create it. You create your own routine. Of course you have to know the dosages first but play around with it. As long as you're not going crazy, you're not gonna have any problem. Like they tell us we're going to die if we don't eat or drink for 3 days. So they might say, oh, you'll die if you take this much cat's claw, you might vomit. It's like, well, I've taken 4 tablespoons in 1 day. So I'd recommend just 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. See how your body reacts. Play around.
And why don't you take it with freshly pressed juice? Why pasteurized?
I do usually. I know it's nowhere near as good. I just sometimes I'm busy. I don't have a Nama J2. I have this juicer here, so it's not very fast. See, the older juicer. So it's like a big job to grind it out and get some juice. So yeah, sometimes it's just easy because I'm only having a tiny bit.
Oh, right. Just
It
for
just gets rid
convenience.
of, it gets rid of that taste because it's really yucky. And then I just go on with my day. But you're right, as soon as I get my Nama, they're 1,200. I think they're 1,500 for Australian as well. We're saving up. I'll probably do a lot more juice and have it in the fridge ready to go. Absolutely. Because you get all the enzymes, all the nutrients raw, and it can last a few days. But at the moment, that's the only reason.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, April.
No worries.
Thank you.
Frederick, can I ask a question?
Yes, ask a question, please. I can't see your face.
Yeah, thank you, Frederick. Hey, good morning, April.
Good morning.
Okay. I have a couple of questions. You mentioned Sarkara, Trifala, and Cat's Claw. I'm wondering, do you have all of that in one single day, or you take turns every day and the week?
I haven't had it for weeks. This was just when I was juicing. So I would take 5 in the morning, say 5 in the afternoon. And I had the Senna tea. I was taking that some days. But then I might not take anything for 5 days. Nothing. Have a break. And then I might have Trifala. I might have the husking clay over 2 days. And then have a break. Have some distilled water, some juice. Yeah, but just go on. And then have a break, listen to your body. It can be quite strong, but it's powerful to just release that old waste, clean up everything. Yeah, get everything moving quicker because you want to get it over with, really.
I know. Yep. I have been fasting for a very long time, but I still have some craving for snacks, the salty snacks, and sometimes even for chocolates. What would you recommend to get me out of this? Trifala?
Yeah, it's incredible. It gets rid of all the cravings, softens your appetite. It's incredible.
So you mix it in juice and then drink it off, right?
Fresh juice if you can, if you've got a good juicer.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, sweet juice or pasteurized grape juice or fresh grape juice, cherry juice.
Okay, just dissolve it and drink it off.
You can put it in a smoothie too with dates, banana, mango.
Yes.
Hide it and then get it in. Yeah, it's amazing. It's so full of nutrients, vitamin C, and just dissolves junk. If you've got old bacteria and waste in there, that's probably why you're craving the snacks because it's still there. If you can get rid of that bacteria and old waste, you won't crave it anymore.
What about the mucoid plaque you were talking about? Same Trifala?
Yeah, yep. But the husking clay is really good at grabbing onto that.
Can you type? I couldn't see that name. What is it called?
Husking clay. Psyllium husk.
Okay. Husk and clay. Got it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, April.
No worries.
Thank you. Thank you, Frederick. Thank you.
It's bentonite clay and psyllium husk together.
Thank you, April. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No worries. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Nice to meet you. Ravi. I'm from the US.
Ravi, cool. I want to go there.
Oh, please come. Very welcome. I will host you here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I will. I promise I will.
I want to travel because I'm feeling so well and healthy now.
Yes. You are most welcome here. Most welcome.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, April. Bye.
Bye.
Wow, I can tell you something, April. You really have the energy. You are doing the interview standing. I'm not even feeling
I thought I want to do it standing.
I'm excited about your energy. Do you have anybody else to ask?
It's 5:30 a.m. too.
Yeah, well, in the morning. Now, do you have anybody else's question before we can conclude? Maybe. If you don't have any more questions.
It's Peter from the UK. Hi. Hi, April.
Hi, how are you?
I'm not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. I've been on the journey now myself since 2016.
Yeah, I've seen you before on some videos.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to touch a bit on the spiritual side. Have you actually experienced any breakthroughs with spirituality? I try and get a bit of meditation each day, but with having 5 kids and 2 dogs, it's a bit difficult. So
a little bit. I'm wanting to go more into that, definitely. Trevor, fasting with Trevor, you know him?
Yeah.
He talked about it. I don't think I've tipped into that area yet. I've had a few times where I've had all these people messaging me saying, oh, all this stuff's happening with your ancestors. You've got to do something. We want to help you take these curses away. So that's something that happens like day 15 of a dry fast. I'll get all these people saying, and then they'll want my money though. They're like, you need to pay money and we'll clear all this ancestral garbage. I'm thinking, no, I just got to do another 5 days. It'll be gone. So maybe if I get to day 20, day 18.
Yeah, I did this. Most I've done is 7.5 days. That was last year in March. When I started on my journey, I did a huge, massive green juice around lunchtime. So I was doing intermittent dry fasting anyway, just without knowing anything, basically. And I was using that, and then I was eating just honeydew melons. Did that for about 6 weeks, and then I actually discovered the dry fasting, and actually was doing 72 hours a week each week, and I lost an incredible amount of weight. Unfortunately, I lost my relationship because of it. But I knew I was on a journey, and unfortunately, the family didn't want to come with me. So
you look great. You look great.
Thank you. I'm 49 next week, so I'm not too bad.
Wow. So you lost like 10 kilos, 15 kilos, toned up?
Yeah, well, I don't even know whether it's in kilos, but I was probably around 12.5 stone. So I got down to about 8.5 stone.
Wow.
So yeah, looked like I was described as a POW war veteran at one stage. So.
Wow.
But you then put it back. John Rose, it was his fault that I got involved in it as well. So I blame him entirely because I just binge watch his videos and Dr. Morse, and I just spend hours and hours now each day just binge watching.
Me too.
So that's where I learned most of it.
And you quit salt, you quit meat, everything like that?
I went cold. Well, forget the point. I went cold turkey with meat, so I just completely cut meat out straight away. I found dairy a little bit difficult, mainly cheese. So it took about 6 months to a year to fully get rid of cheese. And unfortunately, I am guilty of having a bit of cooked food, but something like a lentil burger, which has got very little bad stuff in it. There might be a little bit of vegan cheese every so often, but mainly big salads. Mixing both size salads, monofruit meals, juices. That's mainly where I'm coming from at the moment. Yeah,
that's good. If you feel good there, that's great. You got to go where you want to go, and in 6 months you might get rid of the cheese. If not, who cares?
That's right.
The salt. Yeah. It's hard to get rid of that salt craving because the cheese is so salty and so stimulating.
It is.
That stimulation.
I've been completely vegan for the last 6 years. So not touched any meat or dairy in that time. So I'm quite pleased with that. And I say when I do my monofruit meals and dry fasting, 2 or 3 days a week, I feel amazing.
Yeah, me too. It's so liberating, hey? And you save so much money. You get so much done.
They do. That's it. Yeah, a lot more time.
And it's so much love. It's love to yourself. It's not anorexia. It's not an eating disorder. It's kindness. It's maturity. It's rising above, like you said, a spiritual path.
It is, yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks, Arik.
No worries. What's your name?
Peter.
Peter.
Nice to meet you, Peter. I remember that name.
Can I tell you something, April? You are so excellent in English. I could hear him about 70%. But you are hearing everything and responding very well. That English, the I don't know if the Queen English or the accent of England is very different from what you are talking. We were talking English that you have taught. Anyway, thank you so much. This was exciting. I'm really excited.
Can I ask you a question, Frederick?
Yeah.
No problem, but there's a comment here. I find this webinar extremely productive and informative. Thanks, April and Frederick. Thanks, Arik, for bringing this wonderful guest. Thank you so much. We found it worthy to serve you today. Yeah. Yes, you can ask. You can ask.
What's your routine at the moment?
Sorry?
What's your routine at the moment?
My routine.
Are you dry fasting? Are you?
Yeah, we have started. We have started the year from yesterday. That's when we exactly. Yeah, we started yesterday. So this is our day 2. But you know, for me it's day 2, but some people are already ahead of me. Others are doing a much of catching up now. Exactly.
Yeah, cool. And you're eating meat still, salads, fruits?
Yeah, before for preparation. For the preparation time, that's what I was doing. Because with Anastasia opened my mind on something, and you've already talked about it now. But she was like, if you take any animal product or animal itself, there will be something, she was calling it karma. It was like karma.
Consequence, violence, and we become more violent.
Yeah, and it's like,
so you quit.
Okay.
You quit.
Yeah.
Yes,
so after meeting Anastasia, a very different after a little mind shift. Yeah, there's a mind shift.
Very good for you.
Yeah.
So
that's
just
exactly
hang out.
But now maintaining it, we'll see. As time is going, we'll see. I'll say, but we have a total mind shift, means we've changed totally. Yeah.
Great, exactly. Frederick. Great.
So thank you so much. Yeah.
No worries.
Can I ask, in terms of dosages, like to be specific, you said the Sakara Sagata that you take 20 pills, right?
No, only 2 days. One day I took 20 just to try it, because John Rose said he took 20 one day. And then I just had a lot of movements because I was drinking 6 liters of juice that day. So you want to drink a lot, just watermelon and apple and lemon. And then other days I would only take 5.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Sakara Sagata, Triphala, and how much?
So the Cascara Sagata to start with 5 or 3.
Okay.
Or 2. Depends on your body. If you have do you have a sensitive intestinal tract?
I don't know.
Okay, obviously no. So you could take 4. Try 4, and then up it. If you want to get more moving out, you can take up to 4 tablespoons of this a day over the day, as long as you're drinking about 5-6 liters of juice, sweetie.
And the Triphala, how much?
And remember, you can look at John Rose's channel as well. He's got info. This is where I get my info. Triphala, I've taken up to 6 tablespoons of that a day, but I would recommend starting with a tablespoon. You can go to 2 tablespoons. My husband takes 3 tablespoons in a smoothie. You can also do it in a smoothie, honey, with like 3 bananas, 4 dates, or 6 dates to get rid of that foul taste of the Triphala, and some coconut water, some almond milk. I don't mind a bit of pasteurized almond milk here and there. It's easy, quick. I have a 3-year-old too. So yeah, does that help?
Yeah, and that cat's claw and the warm wood tea.
So Svetlana should be able to tell you that, or Frederick might be able to tell you about the wormwood, or if you Google that. But the cat's claw, 2 teaspoons. And I've taken up to 3 tablespoons of that in a day, but it was very strong. You want to hide it in a smoothie. I say 2 teaspoons. Play around with that. It's very strong.
And do you take everything together, or every time take something else?
I just play around what I feel. Just whatever you feel like, what you feel. Do you take anything at the moment?
No. Nothing?
Do you juice?
Yeah, I fruit or a coconut water. So if you're saying herbs will help,
yes, incredibly.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you want? What are you wanting to improve?
Everything, anti-aging.
Feel better. Yeah. Just add it into a smoothie or your fruit. Even like if you mix up papaya in the blender, you could add a little bit of herbs in, just a little bit. So it's not, if you don't like a yucky taste, add a tiny bit and then add more the next day, and just play around with what works for you.
And is there anything else you suggest other than than these herbs? Is there anything else?
You got the distilled water?
I drink coconut water. So
Nice. Well, if you're going to drink water, I would recommend distilled. So I just buy that at our local store.
Oh, you just buy it ready. You just buy the ready.
Yep, you can get a distiller as well, but I find this is quick and easy, on the run. We live in a fast society. We're busy. If you can buy it, it's $7, but we just buy it. It's worth it because it's pure. And we're a machine. So why do we put this into machines that can't handle filth and dirt, but we put filth and dirt into our body? So we thought, well, let's put this into our machine and see what we get. And we're getting such good results. So yeah, I would recommend that above all the herbs first and foremost, and then have your coconut water as well.
Okay, could you just be on juices, or you suggest that it's better to drink?
Yeah, you don't have to drink any distilled water. If you're on juices, that's full of distilled water.
Because they're more tasty. Water doesn't have any taste though.
No, but you can add lemon, or you can add some bubbles. We have a bubble machine. You can add bubbles into it, add a little bit of lime, cranberry. But yeah, if you don't want to have, only have a little bit of water. I don't think we're meant to drink a lot of water either. We're meant to eat fruits to get the water. I agree. But if you do a workout, or you're just exhausted and you want water, that's the best water. Or if you have a tea, do you have tea?
No.
Okay. If you're not a tea drinker.
No.
I thought because it's cold there, it's winter, you'd like tea.
No, I don't know. I like fruit. Yeah, it's cold. So I dress.
Do you have soup? Do you make
green
soup?
tea is good. Green tea is good. Green tea.
Soup?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Cooked is not good. So
No, I don't either. I don't touch cooked either. But I was going to say, if you make a soup for your family, or anyone in your family, you could use distilled water instead of tap water or spring water.
I'm trying to win off of cooked and starches and all that and be as natural as possible. Though yes, in the winter it's cold and it's sometimes not comfortable. But
do you ever do stewed apples with cinnamon? Fasting with Alice talks about that. There's no mucus. You don't get any residue. I did it for my husband the other night, just some apricots, apple, cinnamon, some coconut milk, and it was warming and yummy instead of having this heavy starchy meal. And my baby and husband didn't mind it. I mean, it was sad to see the apple cooked horrible, but I think it's better than rice.
I see. Yeah, okay. So just look up, Google up things and learn different things.
Do you eat salt? Do you still eat salt?
No.
Good.
But from time to time, I need I buy something when I go out, so it's obviously
it's hard, isn't it? It's always salty.
Yeah, I mean, I just started a few years ago. It took me sugar, it's bad for you, so I weaned off of it many years ago. But salt, it takes time. It's years. It takes years to wean off.
It's such a drug. It's so stimulating, isn't it? And it just gets you going. Whereas when you stop, it's like this depression hits. But I find if you push through that depression.
It's also about how you grew up and all the conditioning and all the programming. It's hard to get rid of that. To undo it. So it's a process that takes years.
Yeah. I like to just hit it hard though. Sometimes just go massive long dry fast, or just really intense herbs, just hit it. That's me anyway. I just hit it hard and then it helps.
I find it that the psychological part is more difficult than the physical. You just crave these tastes and it's just more psychological. I know that physically I can go on, but I just you know, you smell also, you smell things around you, all the temptations. So sometimes it's very hard. You just want to enjoy. Oh, you know what? Another thing I'd like to ask, when I dry fast, I got this bad taste in my mouth. That's why I want to break the fast. It's not that I feel weak, but there's a bad taste. So,
I recommend brush your teeth with trufala. It really helps. And peppermint oil. I'll do like 10 drops of peppermint oil and brush my teeth, and distilled water in my mouth. It can pull toxins out. You can use a tongue scraper, but I just find it just comes back anyway. But break it, take lots of trufala or herbs, flush, and then go back in.
Okay, to get rid of this bad taste. Yeah.
Yep, you can.
Okay.
Or just hit it with peppermint oil till it tastes pretty again. And put distilled water in your mouth. It tastes sweet. It tastes nice. And spit it out. Play around with it. Yeah. But don't let it defeat you. Just keep going back in. Eventually, my mouth's tasting a lot different since I released a lot of waste. If you just clean out, it'll get better and better. Don't ever give up, because you get to a point where it'll just taste. Imagine Anastasia and Svetlana, their mouths probably taste sweet now.
Yeah, okay. And we learn things by ourselves. There's no one to tell us.
Yeah.
Right? The community, or we try things on ourselves. So.
But I'm like you. I need to know, what's the dose? Where can I go? What can I play with? And then you make it up yourself. Yeah, it's good to know where others have been, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, April. Thank you very much.
I can't remember your name. Sorry, it's too long. I need a nickname. I need a little name. What's your nickname?
I don't like nicknames. I mean, I had one, but I prefer the whole name. So.
What's your name again?
Revital, but it also sounds like revitalize. So that's why I like.
Aha, revitalize. Revital. Okay, I'll remember now.
Oh, you got it.
Revital.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember now.
Thank you. I saw the
Somebody
video you had with Frederick on Frederick's YouTube. Yeah,
I was in a totally different place.
Okay, thank you very much.
No worries, Revital. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
Revitalize.
Now, there's this one last question about, anyone know about this, just for everybody, anyone know about options of good brands of juicers that are able to keep all the nutrients from the veggies and fruits? Thanks. Just a recommendation of any juicer?
Oh, the Nama J2. Nama J2 is brilliant.
Okay.
Cold pressed juices, or you can get a Champion or a Oscar, a Life Force juicer, a Green Star. I just have a Breville, but it's apparently not that good for cold pressed. It was just $10, just a little daggy juicer, until we get a really good expensive one. If you drink the juice straight away. I was able to get mucoid plaque out with this juicer, so they're still not too bad. Does that answer?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. So thank you. Very grateful we had this meeting, and maybe over to you, Arik. But thank you so much.
Frederick. April. I just have one last thing. We usually post below the video the information about if you provide any services, or how can people contact you, or if you provide any coaching sessions or whatever. Like,
sure.
Yeah. So could you tell us about that?
Yep. So my email's April.e.hello@gmail.com. And my Instagram's fasting_girl. And yeah, people can reach out, DM me. I'm setting up some like a calendar soon, because I'm finding it confusing with all over the world, the timing when people want to ask me and chat to me. I just want to share what's helped me, because I know a lot of women are in pain and men. And yeah, always reach out to me. If I can't talk, I'll talk the next day. But email me or message me on Instagram, and my mobile's there if you need to call or text me. That's fine.
Yeah. Frederick, so probably you have all the details. You can just send them to me, and then I'll just post them below the video.
Yeah, I should
Thanks,
send.
Frederick.
Yeah, I should just send like a compressed one, then I'll forward to you. I'll also have it in our YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you
Bye.
so much, April. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
guys.
No worries. Thanks, Arik.
Thank you. And
Talk
yeah,
next time.
we'll keep in touch. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for participating.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Frederick.
Frederick, and thank you so much for hosting, Frederick.
Thank you to Arik for having us. This is a very good collaboration. Let's do it this year like this way going forward.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.